Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Diz Unplugged episode 1225, our big Christmas episode where I don't think we're going to talk about Christmas at all, surprisingly, for the week of June 27th, 2023. Coming to you live from the Bob Varley studio in Orlando, Florida. I am your host, Craig Williams, and today I'm joined alongside by spectacular individuals, including Erica Resnick.
Hi, friends.
And Rhino.
Hello.
Hello to you both. It's going to be a really fun show. We have a lot of news to go over. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we did this past week at Walt Disney World. I can tell you that mine contained potential food poisoning.
Yep.
But not positive. Can't track down exactly. Ate at a couple places, including my house. But yeah, it's been a wild weekend, and I'm still getting over it. So if I'm a little flustered today, I apologize for it, but
it's the diarrhea.
The headache has not gone away from the dehydration yet, and I just cannot kick it. But it's all good. This show is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, go ahead and book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and it includes the help of an amazing Dreams Unlimited Travel agent, none of which are here today, but if they were, I'd plug them. So if you want more information, you want that help, head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no obligation quote. And also, if you're interested in supporting us more, you can always sign up to be one of our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/DizUnplugged. And we have exclusive content for you that you can only find over on Patreon. We do our Patreon after show every week after we're finished with this live show. And, Pete's on it most weeks. Always have to wait to see if he'll be on there or not, but then when he has solo shows, those will go up as well too. Rhino rambles, Erica posts updates from her life. It's a lot of fun, and the Patreon after show is available to all tiers, so from the $3 and up tier all the way through the most expensive, you can have access to that. So patreon.com/DizUnplugged. And I actually need to start this show by going back to Dreams, because I do need to plug our upcoming event happening in Disneyland that the Diz Unplugged and Dreams Unlimited Travel will be hosting on August 4th and August 5th.
I feel like this is where we would have the immediate update.
Yeah, it would. This is
breaking news.
Really,
he shook me with his mind powers.
Well, it's not breaking anymore, but
Monsters,
it's still breaking in my mind because I can't believe that this is happening. I am super excited for it. Last week, you might remember that we were talking about the event and saying, yes, we acknowledge that Toy Story Midway Mania wouldn't be a part of the event anymore, unfortunately, because it will be down for refurbishment, and John was working on a backup plan. I did not realize the backup plan was going to be picking the event up and moving it completely, but that's what he's chosen to do, and I think he did a good job, because apparently his number one choice for a party in Disneyland was for Avengers Campus.
Yo.
And that is exactly what we are now doing. So our party is now going to be held in Avengers Campus, and that's just so exciting. I know the land's been open for a tiny bit of time now, not very long in the grand scheme of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, but it's still very exciting because, let's just face it, Avengers Campus is still busy all the time.
Well, and I was going to say, let's look at the two attractions that we have over there, which is Guardians of the Galaxy and Web Slingers. And both of those attractions, I would argue, are the type of attractions where you do want to re-ride them, because on Guardians, there's 6 different songs that you could get. And, like on a regular day, you're like, well, I'm not going to wait 45 minutes again to maybe get the same song. You could run around and just go do it again. But that's what I'm most excited for, is the Web Slingers one, because I have been wanting to unlock the secrets of this, but it's so busy. The bare minimum I ever see the wait for that is 45 minutes. So being able to go do this with a reduced wait time and be able to I'm going to study up on YouTube. I'm going to look for secrets for this attraction. I'm going to finally remember to bring that stupid web attachment that goes on your arm. I say that now, and then watch me yelling about it in the party. but I'm very excited.
Yeah, my dream is literally for people who, want to meet me at the party. I want it to be while I'm on Web Slingers, and I just want to sit in the same vehicle the entire night. We just change who comes and sits down beside me, and we chat while, my arms are slowly falling off.
It's a good workout.
You end up,
It's such a good workout. You haven't even experienced it.
In the
I'm
lobby.
so excited.
Yeah.
Like they'll have your arms up, like, when people break their legs.
Yeah. It's such a different arm movement from Midway Mania that your arm workout for it is just so different. It's almost like a full upper body workout.
So what you're
with how
telling me
intense
is
it
that
is.
now I have to go to the gym, hold my dumbbells, and start going like this.
I don't think it'll matter. Like
yeah.
The ride's only 5 minutes long, and I have never gotten off of it and been like, okay, I can repeat this again in like 30 seconds. It's that exhausting, but at the same time too, like I absolutely would. I'd go and do it over again. Like I get it. It's not. It's an attraction that everyone can enjoy. It's not necessarily everyone's favorite attraction. It's not what they wanted for like an e-ticket attraction with that park. But when you're with a group of friends and you get into this ride, there is nothing more fun. Like when Kylie and I went on our ABD last summer, it was the number one ride that we just wanted to do over and over with the friends we were on with that group. It was just so great. I cannot
There's
wait.
like little secrets and everything. That's the thing. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm excited. But you're always like, oh, I forgot to do it this time. And you're like, well, I don't want to wait again.
Well, now I got to do research. I'm excited for Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like...
The only issue I have with Mission Breakout is it takes so long to get loaded on the ride, that's going to be
to the second part.
It's like you're not going to be able to do that as many times during the party, but it's a small complaint. But let's go over the details on it. If you're able to attend the party, if you want to get tickets for them, they cost $125. That's for everything included in the party. Then also the podcast recording that's happening the next day on the 5th at Disney's Grand Californian Resort. Unfortunately, there's not just podcast only recording tickets. The only way to get access to the podcast recording is by going to the party. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to the party. I'm going to be part of the podcast recording. I'd rather be at the party if I had a choice. But anyways, on August 4th, starting at 8:30, guests will be escorted from the main entrance to Avengers Campus, or if you're inside of the park somewhere, there will be a meeting location. From 9 o'clock to 11:30, there will be a private reception inside the park with the exact location being announced soon, and it will include food, beverages, and exciting guests. Then from 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m., Web Slingers and Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout will be available for unlimited rides, along with what John has down as special guests. So very, very exciting. The last thing...
I hope those guests are Marvel characters and not random people. Like they're like...
I mean, both would be great too. Yeah. Why not? Why not have multiple guests of different varieties from Marvel characters?
What if we
to
were
maybe
the
other
special
guests?
Oh, that's why I'm like, what a dud.
Well, let's not do that. And so we should say there's nothing on here about Rogers the musical, so we should not assume that's going to be a part of it.
What about food?
I'm reading what John has made publicly available right now, so the best person to ask extra questions to is John at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and he will be able to answer. Hopefully, he'll be back on the show soon and be able to, give us even more details. We still have limited rooms available at the Grand Californian for $684.45 total per night, and Disneyland Hotel at $514.80 total per night, which I still believe is a great deal. And you can book those rooms by reaching out to your Dreams agent or John at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And the last thing I'll say on this before we move on is the party isn't just open to only fans of the show. I mean, obviously we'll be there and people who enjoy listening and watching the show will be there, but it's not just for only fans of the Dis Unplugged. You don't have to attend the podcast recording as like a mandatory thing if you want to go to the party. You can go to the party and just skip the podcast altogether if you want to. So if you have friends or family who don't know what the Dis Unplugged is, but you think they'd be interested in a private party, go ahead, reach out, let them know about this. It's the more the merrier. It's still going to be an intimate experience because it's not going to be like a normal day in the park. So if you have friends that you think would be interested in, pass along the information. And of course, you can always get that information in the description here on YouTube. You can get it over at wdwinfo.com. It's in various places. And then always on the Dis Unplugged podcast board on disboards.com. There is a sticky to it right when you go to the Dis Unplugged forum. Easy to find. So I'm looking very much forward to this now. Like, I was excited to go to Disneyland as it was, but this just changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I definitely do. I agree with you on the friends who don't watch this, because I do have a friend who is thinking about coming, and now that I'm going to tell them Avengers Campus, I think they're going to 100% be like, oh, yeah. They asked me, they're like, well, I don't watch your podcast. And I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I was like, just come hang out. Like, it'll be fun.
No, I know this. The same thing happened for our Harry Potter event like years and years ago, where it was like, it ended up being a sold out event. Because people who just wanted to be in that land for an after hours event all just like paraded down in on it. But the wait times were still like nothing for it. It was still such a wonderful evening. And the same thing could happen here. So if, anyone who wants to go, let them know about it. It'll be fun.
I'm going to let, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I don't want to say it on the show because I don't like to brag about it.
Okay. Don't brag. We don't need a humble bragger back there, Rhino. We need an associate producer.
You don't have that back here either.
Fantastic. Okay, let's move on to the news. And we're going to start out with the big news of what rolled out today, and that is the park-specific pricing for Genie Plus. So in an effort to simplify Genie Plus, Disney, of course, is making changes that don't necessarily equal simplification. Guests now have the option to select a single park or multiple park option with Genie Plus, and that, of course, means variable pricing. And we do have today's pricing, obviously, to go off of, and it's a good base point for all this, and hopefully like the fact that Magic Kingdom is $27 and multiple parks is $27, hopefully that means that the price for multiple parks will never exceed what the highest single park is. But who knows? Disney could always throw in wild card down one day and be like, nope, we're going to make multiple parks $30, but the highest park is at 25 or 27.
I am surprised about that, though.
It's day one. So we'll have to see where it goes.
We'll have to see what they do with July 4th. We have that big weekend coming up. So we'll see with that if that changes anything in that regard.
That's this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It is, the long weekend with July 4th. So for people who weren't watching, who were listening and couldn't see the visuals on it, the pricing for today, Magic Kingdom is $27 per guest. Disney's Hollywood Studios is $24 per guest. EPCOT is $18 per guest. And Animal Kingdom is $16 per guest. So listen, there's a great aspect to this that, if you are going to Animal Kingdom and that's the only park you're visiting, or, it's where you want to do all of your marquee attractions with Genie Plus, but you don't care about it at the other parks, it's great that rather than paying, the highest price, that you could have a savings, in this case of, instead of $27 all the way down to $16. But it's just like, it feels like one more step of complication, when before the entire goal was we need to make this simpler and easier for people. And that's where I'm struggling with this. It's like, okay, saving money is a good thing because we know people want to save money, but they also want things simpler. So like when are we going to find the balance? Like, we all know that the main option that people want is free Genie Plus, and that would be okay. I think that's what people want. And then beyond that, it's okay. So it's like I just don't know if this is necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Like, it is a good thing. You don't if you have a park hopper or annual pass holders, if you only want to do, again, like the EPCOT Genie Plus, even though you might go to every park in that day, if you only want to buy EPCOT, you only have to buy the one park. You don't have to buy the multiple parks just because you have a ticket that allows for multiple parks. But it's more decisions in a theme park where I feel like just make it simple and easier for everyone. But if you want to have savings, that's also a way to throw that in there too.
I also think it adds an extra layer to the ones who don't know how to use the app that easily. It adds a whole other step for them. Because I think before you would just say, oh, purchase Genie Plus, and it'll show you what the day pricing was, and then that was it. Now, like they have another layer on top of it. I know for my mom, this would be now I have another step kind of situation.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would just at least it would have incorporated the lightning lane a little bit into this, where like everybody got 3, no more, and then you could choose to pay for the extras after that. Like I know that was the original. Years ago were like, oh, that's the original. But when they like did this new one, I kind of wish maybe not even 3, maybe just 1. I don't know.
Or 2.
Yeah, something.
A sweet
just
spot,
something
2.
where it was like also luring people in to figure out how to use it using a free one, so then they figure out how to use the app. In order to use the free one, it seems more likely that then they will learn how to use the app and then also buy more things. But the product still sells out, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
Yeah, it's all complicated, and like I do think it's good that they're making something like Animal Kingdom and EPCOT obviously a little bit cheaper because while there are a couple great attractions in those parks. We've known since, even day one of Genie Plus that it's not necessarily fair to like make someone pay the same price for if they're only going to Magic Kingdom for the day as if they were going to Animal Kingdom, because Animal Kingdom, there's only so many attractions you can use, but Magic Kingdom, there's just a boatload of attractions to use it for. So they are adding a fairness into it, but again, I just don't know if this, where people wanted savings, I don't know if this is necessarily the part. Like, they would have loved the savings of get rid of it completely and just give it to me for free. But, and then, give me savings on better ticket deals, better hotel deals. Is this really like the way to find savings in the parks?
Well, Dawn in the chat just made a really good point too. She said, I can't see the photo. Said that I hate the multi-park is so high and you still can't park hop until after 2 p.m. So it does feel a little like that, but I guess if you're park hopping from Animal Kingdom then into Magic Kingdom and that's open until midnight, or whatever it is, I don't know, but that is interesting,
but there are also a bunch of people out there who will also say, okay, so what? I can't park hop until 2:00. I'm still gonna, use every tip and trick out there that I've learned from YouTube, that I've learned from message boards like Disboards, that I've learned in all these places, and I'm going to still maximize my Genie Plus and get the most out of it. So there's definitely varying levels of effort that have to be put into it in order to get the most out of it. But I guess it is a step in the right direction of trying to think about guests like they're humans and not just like walking around ATMs and just like how can we withdraw more money from them. But it's still not enough for me with Genie Plus. But I'll also be the first to admit I barely use Genie Plus in Walt Disney World. I'm still primarily a Disneyland user of Genie Plus because that's where I want to maximize my time. And I know I need to spend more time in our parks as acting like I'm a tourist rather than I am a local. But, sometimes it's nice to just walk in the parks and be like, what's the shortest waits? What do I want to do? And grab a bite to eat and then get out. But that's not how people realistically travel anymore or ever. I don't think ever. But yeah, I need to put myself in the shoes of others more often.
It's too hot for that.
Okay, we'll choose like one week of the year where it's cool, and
Yeah.
we'll act like tourists.
That cold day where they're like, gotta wear a jacket. That's the day.
I mean, I'm at the point in my life where I'm sweating nonstop, regardless of whether or not it's hot outside. So
I'm drenched right now, and we're inside.
me too, buddy. I feel the air conditioner running,
Yeah,
but
not in this
I'm
room.
not feeling
It's not
it.
enough.
It's just not. It's not. Really
I can
kicking
hear the
through.
machine, but I can't feel the air.
It's all good.
Title of
though.
my autobiography.
Yeah, I like it. Good one. Good one. Anything else to say about this new option with Genie Plus to not have to pay as much? Single park. Anything?
No, I
No?
agree with you on how you feel.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, then maybe we should move on to our nation's Independence Day.
Ooh.
Yes, it's going to be celebrated next Tuesday, July 4th. As much as I asked them to change the dates, they said no. It's got to be July 4th. So I think that's silly. I would have loved the 3rd, so that way we could have had a 3-day weekend rather than a day off in the middle of the week.
Isn't
But-
the 3rd, 4th of July observed?
I don't know. For us, I guess it's a good time to mention that because July 4th is on a Tuesday next week, we will not be having our live podcast recording, but maybe we'll be at Walt Disney World because of that, celebrating the 4th of July, because there are plenty of ways to celebrate. And let's talk about them. Magic Kingdom Park will return with Disney's Celebrate America, a 4th of July concert in the sky on both July 3rd and July 4th at 9:20 p.m. And there will be DJs in the park as well that will be blasting the best that John Philip Sousa has to offer out there.
Is that
I
right?
couldn't-
Is that right?
I mean, yeah, he did all the Stars and Stripes Forever and military compositions. So could have chose him. Could have
one-
chose
it's the-
Aaron Copland. I'm just trying to think of like who's the most not obscure, but who's that composer that you had to listen to in elementary school when listening to all these like patriotic classics that you forgot, but you would know the songs if you heard them.
Gil Barakat played it on his guitar after he rode in on a motorcycle wearing a leather jacket. His wife, my science teacher. It was quite a school I went to.
Fantastic.
Rest in peace, though. He did pass away recently.
Well, you did go to school in Massachusetts, so
I sure
there you
did.
go.
It was a tea party every Tuesday.
There you go. Now, before we get any longer into this, I think I need to put Erica on the spot again because I believe we talked about this last year, but you've never seen anything 4th of July related at Walt Disney World, correct?
Oh, why? Because she's Cuban?
Correct.
I
No,
will
I
let
just don't.
I will let her explain that, not me.
First of all, I grew up in Miami, so every 4th of July, we are at the beach. We were never at Disney for 4th of July, okay? Not our thing. Ever since I moved to Orlando, I don't really care to celebrate the 4th. I'd rather be with my cats while they are scared of the sky boom booms, so I don't go and watch the fireworks with everybody.
Wait, but in Miami, did they not have fireworks on the beach?
Not good ones.
Oh, no.
They had like a little barge that they would get a boat to take out to a little bit off the shore, and it'd be like 1 firework, 2 firework, big firework, and then the mix of the different military songs, and that was it. It was very simple and short and done. And I'd be
Okay.
eating ice cream during that. I remember that vividly.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
know.
I do want to point out the joke I just made was from a Saturday Night Live skit, a reference, just so I wasn't trying to make you so uncomfortable. Craig.
That's all good. I'm always
Okay.
uncomfortable, so that's just me. But okay, well, I one day maybe we'll get you out of your little shell on there.
I've watched videos of it.
That's great. You've watched videos of it. See,
But she
You're
hasn't lived. You didn't move into where you live right now until after 4th of July last year, right?
Yeah, but I've lived in Orlando since
No.
2018.
But what I'm saying is, living in Orlando, where I grew up, you're not supposed to have fireworks. Like, there were fireworks everywhere, but it was like people shouldn't be doing them in their own yard and stuff like that. But in Orlando, it's just a free for all.
Oh,
So my
everywhere.
dogs can't handle it.
And last year, no one really lived in our neighborhood, and now there's 1 million people that live there. So
No, I live in a dumpster, so
they
I
will
can't wait for them to
probably
start.
be
setting
a
them
lot
off.
of fireworks because there's a lot of children that live there.
well, so what you're saying is you should have experienced everything 4th of July
Yeah.
last year when you
Yes.
didn't have to worry about it. Okay, well, I do beg you at some point in time, go to Magic Kingdom's fireworks on July 3rd, whether in the parks or at one of the surrounding resorts. They do block off a lot of the spots at Polynesian for hotel guests, as they should, but there's still places that anyone who's dining there or just randomly strolls upon and shows up for, that they can still stand and see everything. I will always say that with Magic Kingdom fireworks, I'm not as much of a fan of them. It's a beautiful show. It's stirring. It is what it is. It's been the same show for years and years. It never blows me away. I've watched it from inside the parks. I've watched it from the Polynesian. I would rather watch it at Polynesian on the 3rd because it's not the big showstopper for me. The big showstopper for me is the Heartbeat of Freedom tag that plays at the end of whatever the Epcot fireworks show is, and it will be showing after Epcot Forever this year. They enhanced the ending last year to go along with Harmonious and be, show visuals on the barges. It was incredible, and now those are gone, so that obviously won't be part of it this year, but it's just fireworks overload. It's the kind that make you feel like your face is melting off. And they only do those on July 4th. So that's why it will always make more sense to go to Magic Kingdoms on the 3rd, see them in that way, and then go to Epcot on the 4th. It is just... It's the best. It's the best show. And I know you won't leave and go on the 4th ever, so I'm going to stop trying to convince you. I will not try that anymore. But it really, the only thing that could outdo Epcot's July 4th fireworks is New Year's Eve. But I mean, they're both
I've seen
the
those.
same deal. It's let's shoot off every single firework we have in existence in a lagoon that is just so close to people, and your ears bleed afterwards. And I love it for it. And if you're at Epcot that day, you also stop by and you see Mickey and gang wearing their Spirit of 76 attire that they have, which I still have. I don't believe I've ever actually seen them in person
I'm
with
just
it.
realizing that.
I know they're there
never.
every year. I always see the photos of them from my friends. I usually show up to
Where?
Epcot at they're back in America.
Okay.
In America, that's where they be.
What a twist.
Yeah, no, I just don't ever see
I'm trying
them.
to figure out, where do they place them?
They are usually off to the side, kind of like where Santa would be
Okay.
during the holiday season, right by the bathroom area.
Okay.
On the right side,
Yes.
where there's usually a food and wine booth too.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I usually get to Epcot at 6:00. So by that point in
Oh, they're
time,
done.
they're already done. I never make it in time to see the American Adventure, which is always sad because what a stirring show to watch on July 4th that just over glamorizes the history of the United States, but still fun to watch on that day. There's going to be specialty snacks found around the resort. They did say that the full list, I believe, is going to be coming in a foodie guide, which that usually happens on Fridays. So we're a little early for it, but they did tease out at least two things. A 4th of July fruit tart, and I'm not talking about you, Rhino. A blackberry...
Where's the air horn? Where's the air horn?
Do not play the air horn.
do it.
Don't you do it. A blackberry custard topped with fresh berries and a vanilla panna cotta popsicle.
Ooh.
And that's available June 27th, today, through July 4th at Contempo Cafe in Disney's Contemporary Resort. Of course, one of our favorite quick service locations that we've showered nothing but
the
love
best.
upon of lately. Epcot is going to be forcing yet another liege waffle on us over at Connections Cafe, and I'm sure it will taste exactly like all the other specialty liege waffles will. Slightly
But more
stale,
American.
and slightly stale and sprinkles all around that just make it a lot harder to chew through. So nothing like
Oh, but the sprinkles are stars. That's cute.
they are, but that won't make them any easier to chew through. I love the liege waffle. Do not get me wrong. Just a classic liege waffle at Connections is great, but every single specialty one I've had has just been terrible. But you
I
can't
don't
eat them
think I
because
like
they
that.
always have
Wait.
dairy involved. Blah, 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 blah. Erica, I can't have dairy.
It's my life.
You could still eat it because, as people pointed out on our Minions review,
I actually looked it up. It has animal fat, but it hasn't been figured out what it is.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing good. Great to know about Minion Tots. They still haven't deemed exactly what are inside them.
I also did watch her take 2 pills that day.
Yeah,
Like
I did.
one back to back. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
I did have them back to back because since things weren't confirmed, I was scared. But that's why I survived, to tell the story.
Yes, she did survive. So we're glad you were here too. Thank you for being here. Anything else to say about 4th of July?
no.
Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Except for Christmas. It's the best holiday at Disney.
Oh my God.
Actually, I didn't. I don't think I've ever said that before, but I will say it. If I had the choice between watching Epcot's 4th of July fireworks, even that short 5-minute tag, or going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I'd choose the Epcot fireworks.
Listen, if you have never seen those fireworks tag, like I feel like that one and the you already said it, the New Year's one, it's like World War III meets fireworks meets celebrate. Like, you will be like pieces of fireworks falling down on you. And it's one of those where you're like, well, it's never going to get better than this unless they launch me off in a firework someday. So,
yeah. Well, I'm going to take a break talking, and I'm actually going to throw it over to Erica so she can talk about the news story that is most important to her today.
Speaking of Halloween and Mickey's Not So Scary, we're going to take a look at Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle because they're going to be dressing up as the Sanderson Sisters in the Boo to You parade. This has a lot of people speculating what's going to happen to Clarabelle's spot where she was on her float. Who's going to take her spot? People were speculating maybe Woody would take her spot. I'm not sure. But they're going to be super cute, dressed up in their best Hocus Pocus outfits, and they'll be in the parade. I'm not sure where in the parade they're going to be, but just, when you're watching, keep your eyes open, looking for them. I'm really excited about this just because I think they look cute. I know some people in this room don't think they look cute, but that's fine. I think they did a great job, and I can't wait to see where they're at in the parade, if they got like little special choreography or something. I think it's cute. Something to look forward to when you go to Not So Scary.
they are, they made their debut, I believe, last year at Oogie Boogie Bash in California Adventure, and they were quite the hit. And I feel like, what?
I want to say technically, I think they debuted on
Disney
DCL a couple days earlier before that.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because they were part of last year Disney Cruise Line's Halloween on the High Seas, and then also Oogie Boogie Bash, as Rhino said, and they were confirmed that they are coming back to Oogie Boogie Bash again this year too. So that was a plug for all those people out there who are Magic Key holders right now. If you're not in the queue to get pre-sale tickets, then you probably won't get them, but they will go on sale for everyone else in a couple days on June 29th, I believe.
Yes, yeah, it's 2 days. It was today and then the 29th because I'm in the queue trying to get some for my friend right now on like 2 different devices. It's since 12, so it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I haven't really moved much.
I'm super excited to see them because I didn't get to see them at Oogie Boogie Bash last year, and I didn't take a Halloween cruise. And as much as I wish Hocus Pocus wasn't as overhyped as it is now and has become this big juggernaut that it wasn't for years and years and years. And yes, you can call me a hipster or whatever with it, but I don't know. I miss the days when it was like always that Halloween treat that like-minded Disney fans always were like, oh, you grew up watching Hocus Pocus too. Oh yeah, I grew up watching it. It was always this nice thing. And now it's like people like Hocus Pocus, let's shove everything down their throat and make a sequel that was just okay and go crazy
Don't
with that.
even get me started.
I won't get you started on that. But
Hey, that Lego set comes out this week too.
I know,
July
and I
1st.
will buy it.
Yeah.
because I still love Hocus
Yeah,
Pocus.
so-
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, this is at least like, oh, yeah, the characters as Sanderson Sisters. That's a nice change. That's something there where I can get re-excited about Hocus Pocus in that way. So I hope they're done, justice throughout the years, and they keep getting, these new looks for Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle will continue on. But I'm, I want to see them.
I actually didn't see them because I was at the party last year at California Adventure, and I don't think I actually ended up seeing them because it was like I tried to go around. But also back then, I felt differently about it. I do now. Like after going to the Pride event at Disneyland Park, the Clarabelle the cow energy has gone off the charts. Like
Queen.
Yes, and so I feel like she's become this icon. Daisy can still sit in a dumpster and I'll light it on fire,
Nope.
but that's fine. But
I agree with you.
And but I'm like, I don't know. There's just something about Clarabelle now. I can't let it go.
And I will always hold you both accountable for it because Clarabelle is just ripping off Daisy's moves, but everyone's like,
She was more successful.
But it's a cow. It's Clarabelle. We have to love Clarabelle because she goes
I've
scrumptious.
I've always loved Clarabelle, okay?
It's more directed at Rhino, but let's be real. Clarabelle is just trying to rip off Daisy's shtick, and I'm not. You know, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing
It's
it
like
clearly.
saying Lady Gaga is ripping off Madonna.
I'm not going to say that, but you just did. So I don't have to. But
Have you seen the TikTok where it's she comes out for Pride Night and it's here comes the hurricane.
Yes.
Here comes the hurricane. Here comes the hurricane. I have
not
to
on our
tell
side
you.
of TikTok.
I'll tell you something on the Patreon after show about Clarabelle too.
yeah, good. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Here comes the hurricane.
Happy
look forward
Halloween.
to it.
Okay.
Okay. So, yes, we will see those characters when we go to the Halloween party. If we go to the Halloween party, because I don't believe we've still bought tickets for it yet. Probably
Well-
should get on that.
Wait, did the Halloween party tickets for Magic Kingdom go on sale?
Ours have been on sale for a while, but
Fantastic. All
we'll
right.
get them. So,
We should look into that.
yeah, you know, it's also hard to want to get the motivation to do it, considering last year we're like, okay, boom, 8 tickets opening night, and then who goes? Erica and I, and we get drenched.
Get rained
Yeah.
out.
And Kylie was
immediately.
there too.
Well, sorry,
So-
I was in Seattle that night and then
Yeah,
then
all of you
Vancouver.
were going to Alaska.
Yeah. And then, you know, it was between that and then I feel like something else happened. I know what happened. I'm not going to talk about it. We should talk about the next news story we have because we're just rocking and rolling through the news today. Tiana's Bayou adventure has hit a big milestone at Walt Disney World. We've known that the water tower for Tiana's Foods would be installed soon, and that day was actually today, along with the tiara on top. It's the first big visual milestone that guests are able to see, and hopefully it will help pump people up for the attraction opening late next year. The detail Disney wants us to notice the most is in terms of this water tower are the 2 stars on the tiara, and those stars aren't just representing the stars that Tiana is wishing upon, but they're also
Wishing on a star.
no, don't go there. They're also representing, of course, Ray and Evangeline, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful tribute
Nobody gonna
to the
sing with
characters.
Ray. That's my favorite part.
I love that little hint to them. It's
Yeah.
cute.
No, it is. It's very cute. Obviously, it just did go up today this morning, and I have not had a chance to see it yet. None of us have had a chance to see it yet, so we'll get over there. But I mean, I also don't think we're going to get a better visual of it than what Disney released, besides like actually the the glory of standing there and looking at it with our own eyes. And the one interesting thing I wanted to bring up with this that I've seen people talking about on Twitter at least, in terms of not just our Tiana's Bayou adventure, but also Disneyland's, you know, we know the branding for it all over the place is Tiana's Foods, but the question keeps coming up over and over again. Is it going to get to the point where people are confused that they think there's a restaurant coming in this location because everything
Probably.
says Tiana's Foods over it?
That, or they're going to start calling the ride Tiana's Foods. And not Tiana's Bayou.
They just throw beignets at you where you're going down the river?
Oh no, they throw the beignets at you in the queue in terms of smell.
Okay.
The scent of beignets.
A metaphoric
but-
beignet.
Yeah, I mean, that is like the one thing. It's if you're looking at that ride and you see Tiana's Foods, unless you know the name is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, like the average person might look at it and be like, "We've got to go ride Tiana's Foods," or what I think is still going to happen for people who have been visiting the parks forever, most of them are going to say, "Oh, we got to go do Splash Mountain," because
yeah.
I feel like that just can't change. I mean, you still walk into Hollywood studios and you hear people calling it MGM every now and then. I mean, not as often as it was 10 years ago, but yeah, I think people are still going to walk in and be like, "Oh, should we go to Splash
still
Mountain?"
Say Downtown Disney for Disney Springs.
Girl, it is impossible. I go to Disneyland and I'm like, should we go to Disney Springs? And people are like, do you mean downtown Disney? And then the second you switch back, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I know
it's
so
exhausting.
many people. They're like, we're going to go to downtown Disney. I'm like, the what? It's not called that anymore.
Now, as someone who has been to Disneyland with Rhino many times, as we all know, I can 100% attest to this. He all the time really
always
calls it Disney Springs, and I'm like, why are
it's
you
embarrassing to be with
why
him.
are you broken? Because here he will call it Downtown Disney, and then out there it's Disney Springs.
I don't know.
Not all the time out
No.
here. Most of the time he calls it Disney Springs here. And every now and then it'll be the slip of the brain, but out there it's like, we'll walk through Disney Springs. It's like, what are you talking about? You embarrass me, sir. Good day.
That's when he takes out the white glove and slaps me, gives me the one slap.
Well, hey, so we're talking about Disneyland. Should we talk about Disneyland?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always want to talk about Disneyland.
I could do this all day.
I could do this all day.
Oh, man. Okay, last week, Rhino told us about the themed food and beverages coming to Disney California Adventure for Rogers the Musical. And if that show would have went about 30 minutes longer, we would have talked about what is now the very late news, but still important news because the show debuts this week. It's news about the virtual queue for the show and also the premium viewing. So, Rogers the Musical performances will occur several times daily, Tuesday through Saturday, most weeks during its limited time engagement, which is set for June 30th through August 31st, 2023. Upon the show's debut, guests will be able to access viewing areas for Rogers the Musical through a virtual queue system available exclusively in the Disneyland app. Distribution for the complimentary virtual queue will begin at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time on show dates for the first two shows of the day and at 2 p.m. for the remaining show times. Guests will not be required to join the virtual queue in order to view Rogers the Musical, but Disney highly recommends that they do so. Should the virtual queue reach capacity on any given day, guests can go to the Hyperion Theater to see if any walk-up viewing options are available. And there will also be a premium viewing experience that includes first access to the theater in order to select seats, reserve seating in an exclusive lounge area in front of stage 12 where you can relax before entering the theater, a Rogers the Musical souvenir popcorn bucket with red, white, and blue kettle corn, and your choice your choice of a Coca-Cola bottle beverage.
Okay. These new products out there today.
Wow.
So the problem was I was reading Coca-Cola when I was trying to read choice, and I just mixed them up. But that's available upon arrival and before performance time, and priority access to a photo opportunity with your photo taken by a Disney PhotoPass photographer. The musical premium viewing experience will be available until it's sold out for the day or until 90 minutes before the last show. It's priced at $29 per guest, and you can purchase it at Studio Catering Company in Hollywoodland, and you'll receive a souvenir lanyard at the time of your purchase. Guests will then go to stage 12 at the Hyperion Theater to check in up to 90 minutes before their showtime and will be let into the theater about 30 minutes before the show begins. I do have to applaud Disneyland for this. Yes, you are getting a lot of value out of paying the money for the premium ticket, but you have to think about it. If a family of four is going to drop $120 on premium viewing experiences, do they need all these popcorn buckets? Like, it seems like a great deal if one individual wants to buy the premium viewing experience, but then becomes less of a deal the more people you have to buy it for in your family. But
honestly, I'm probably going to do it when we go out there, though, just to do it, you know? Like, I mean, I want to do the show. I'll probably do the virtual queue thing, but I would consider it. Here's my only problem. Popcorn bucket, there's no photo of it in here, but if you've seen it online, I feel like they missed the mark. Why isn't the lid his shield?
I mean, I
That's it. Get them on the horn.
Yeah, I don't really have an argument against that one way or the other. It would make sense, but you know what? This is it's a popcorn bucket. It's not meant to be a work of art all the time. I shouldn't say that. Some of the popcorn buckets are works of art. I don't know if this one is meant to be.
Last year?
Yeah, no, there have been a lot. There have been a lot of great popcorn buckets lately. The artwork has gone up significantly, especially since our friend Sam at Disneyland has also started to do more, and out here. So, yeah, I feel like he's up the game on it. Now I feel like I'm insulting the other artists who came before. You know what? I'm going to just stop talking. Popcorn buckets, fun. I'm still very excited to see this show. I will, when we're out there for the limited time that we are, I will hopefully have no problems with the virtual queue option, but this show is a priority for me. So I am willing to pay the premium viewing experience if I have to.
No,
but
I want to.
I don't necessarily want to.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I do really want to see it, but I want to see it from a good seat. And like, but I've got to wait. I guess it's about waiting and seeing like what the feedback on the show is. Because I'm going to see it no matter what. But if people are like, oh, it's trash, you know. But like, I watched the Instagram reels that they put out for it when like it looks just like the set from the scene in Hawkeye. So like with Steve Rogers coming out of the thing and everything. So I'm like excited. I'm just curious how long it's going to be and how many songs there's going to be.
It's like 30 minutes.
So what do you think? Like three songs?
Man,
because they already have the one, and that song's like 6 minutes long.
Four-ish, maybe. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
So I'm not part of the production. If they want me to be,
Could
I
have
will.
fooled me.
So I will.
Who would you be? The Stanley
Just call
Tucci
him
character?
No, I will play Fat Thor. I know it's not in the right timeline, but I will be willing to play that. It's what I played for Halloween. Is that how you say it? Played? It's what I dressed as for Halloween. It was my Halloween costume.
It was the dad bod Thor.
It was the dad bod Thor. But, chubby. I was chubby. That's okay. That's who I am. Should we stay in Disney California Adventure?
Please.
Okay. Starting in mid-July, Lucky Fortune Cookery in the port of San Francisco. Crap. I practiced this like 6 times at home just because I knew I was going to screw it up for the show, and I messed it up because it's trying to be like cerveceria. Cerveceria.
Like, is it supposed to be like cervezas?
I feel like it's a play on that, but like almost with like a cafeteria spin to it. It's like cerveceria.
I think that sounds
okay.
pretty good.
Thank you. Right. Port of San Francisco, Cerveceria will officially open in San Francisco Square. The Big Hero 6 retheming of Pacific Wharf. In the weeks following, more dining locations, unique shops, and more are set to open as the transformation continues through mid-August. So hopefully we'll get to see most of it when we're there in early August for our party. A taste of what's coming at San Francisco Square includes the Hero and Baymax Big Hero 6 meet and greet outside of the Hamada Bot Shop. Then there's going to be a cappuccino cart, a revamped bakery tour, the Ant Cast Cafe, the second bakery cafe operated by Heroes Ant, where you will still find bread bowls, but they said with a Japanese infusion to it.
I love that.
You will have Rita's Turbine Blenders, which will be the new name of the Margarita stand, a stand that I have fallen out of love with over the years since Disney California Adventure has started to add so many amazing beer options, but the margarita stand is truly a staple of Disney California Adventure. And then also San Francisco Makers Market, a shop stocked with, you guessed it, Big Hero 6 apparel, homewares, and more. And I've been a champion of Big Hero 6 for years. I remember when the movie came out and people were just like, it's okay.
It's okay.
I loved it. From the start, I still love it, and I wish we were getting a dedicated land with a marquee ride and just something more than this. But you know what? With the Disney we're living with right now, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I also like the increase, like the Asian representation in the park as well, which is nice. I one of my favorite things about Disneyland and all those parks there is it in terms of like food and offering, it feels like it's a little more diverse than Walt Disney World. sometimes. And so, and not discounting like Animal Kingdom and Epcot and stuff like that. But I'm just saying in terms of their small area there, they do like a lot of really interesting stuff. But I am going to finally have somewhere to wear that Big Hero 6 impulse purchased lounge fly that I bought at D23 last year that is literally still wrapped in his plastic.
Yeah. You need to finally use that.
You
will.
I think he's gonna be the bag I bring with me to California for that trip. So.
I'm looking forward to that.
Shiny red.
It looks so cute, this whole area. I'm looking at all the pictures, and it just looks like it's gonna be adorable.
I think it will be. The last time I was in California, it was not very far along, so there was nothing to judge it by. My whole how I'm judging this land will be, don't screw up the amazing food that was there before.
Yes. Yeah.
Make it better and add the theming onto it, and it's a home run. Yeah. That's all it needs to be. But this, it was an area for food that I used to always ignore because I'm like, bread bowls, get them anywhere. And just, there was nothing. The ramen that we had the one time was fine. And it's just, I like other things.
The baguettes.
Disney California Adventure. But then the more I started eating in Pacific Wharf, it was just like, no, this is food central here.
Yeah.
In a park with a lot of great food, it had some of the best for quick
It was
service.
always the solid, if you had your go-to, you know what I mean? You could go and be like, I'm feeling that bread bowl today, or I'm feeling the, something from Cafe Cucamonga. It was just so that's my only, I 100% agree with you because it was the tried and true, little spot you could go to.
I agree with that. So let's wrap things up with our final news story. And I had to choose this one because I'm still telling myself I'm not going to get it because I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, right.
Kylie, you have nothing to worry about, but a new Disney Lego castle is coming soon.
Do you have the original?
I do not because I told myself I will never get it. I'm never going to get it.
Why?
It's too big. It is just too big.
I have the original one in my house.
I have too many other sets. I still have to build the Colosseum.
Jeez, that one's huge.
And if I had the choice between the Disney Castle or if I could get the Eiffel Tower, I think I would choose the Eiffel Tower.
That one is enormous.
It's very
enormous. That's the size of a small child.
Yes, it is. And I also still want Rivendell because
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings just will always hold a special place in my heart. And so I'm not yet. I got the little small Disney castle that they released for the 50th anniversary.
I want
one's
them to do
the best
Disneyland.
size.
What if they do a Disneyland castle? Would you get that one?
Maybe. We'll see.
That one would be shorter.
We'll see. I don't know. But the new Disney castle set pays homage to the iconic castle we see at the beginning of all Disney movies. The piece features the castle building itself and references 14 classic Disney films from the last 100 years, from Steamboat Willie and Snow White to The Princess and the Frog and Moana. The set comes complete with 8 minifigures representing some of the Disney princess characters and their male counterparts. Inside the castle are various rooms, including a kitchen and a dining room, a ballroom and a bedroom, and each room has references to Disney films and characters. There's even a secret turret for fans to discover, a Disney time capsule with references to the 100-year history, and outside the castle is decorated with fireworks. It is a 4,837 piece set and will cost $399 and goes on sale July 1st for Lego VIPs and July 4th for everyone else.
Oh, the Hocus Pocus house comes out that same day, and that one was like $250 or so, or $230.
And I'm $229. Yeah. So if I'm getting one set on that day, I'm getting the Hocus Pocus
100%.
house. I'm more about the themed houses. So for a couple years ago at Christmas time, Kylie didn't let me, but she didn't stop me from buying the Home Alone set.
Oh, we have that one.
And with that, so it's now become a staple of our Christmas decorations.
But did you see? So I bought the Santa with the sleigh, the reindeer. He was like a $20 set.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the movie though, buddy.
I know, but it makes the house a little extra Christmassy because then you can be like, is this Scott Calvin's house? Maybe I don't know.
No, I don't. I saw it in your house the other day when I was over there, but. It's not. That's not for me. It takes it out of the theme of the movie. I need it to look like how it is, and then my Home Alone Funko Pops go right next to it.
Cute.
So there's no doubt that this is.
Do you wear your oh my God, what's the name of the band? Not John Goodman. John in the movie The Polka Band. Do you wear your jacket and sit and stare at them?
The Polka Polka. No, I do not wear that. You were talking about John Candy.
Yes, John Candy.
Yeah,
God.
the Kenosha Kickers.
Yes. That's
no, I don't stand. Yeah, you know what? I let people into my house. They pay to see me standing there wearing my Kenosha Kickers jacket while they see a Lego display and Funko Pops, and I'm like, okay. Hope that was worth your $5.
Yeah, move on.
No, we've turned Lego now into our holiday decorations, and they go away after the holidays are over.
Do you
so
put them away fully assembled?
pretty much fully assembled. I disassembled a lot of the holiday villages in like Santa Village and stuff like that, just because I want to have the joy of building new ones without having to necessarily buy them. So not all of them stay fully assembled, but yeah, Home Alone house did. So I will be getting Hocus Pocus house, not the castle. Just need to make that perfectly clear. Let's talk about, did anyone have any highlights over the past week at Disney? I mentioned mine.
Yeah. Food poisoning? The same.
I had mentioned a while ago that I never had the fish and chips at Epcot, and I finally had them. And I felt disgusting because it was hot outside.
Yeah,
but I can
greasy.
say that I checked with the chef, and there is no dairy in any of the batter. Nothing that is used in that little hut has any dairy, so it's all good.
It's a simple beer batter,
Yeah.
right? Just beer and flour
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's very simple and like basic. So I had them. They were great. I could not finish it on my own, so it is something I have to share. But I'm happy that I finally tried them, and they were good. It was nice.
It's wild for me to hear because my main complaint about the fish and chips for a long time has been I love them, but the portion size just got too small over the years, and there's not enough for me to get it.
Oh no, it's too much. I can only have one, and then I need someone else to have the other one. It's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, there's a huge size difference.
She's
between
literally
us.
the
I'm
half. I was
4'11".
going to say half the size of me. So
I know, and I was just thinking, I was like, well, yeah, thinking back to all the restaurant reviews we do, she doesn't necessarily eat all of her food, which sometimes makes me aggravated because she won't bring Tupperware and take it home. But we're not here to, criticize what Erica does with her life. That's for the world to
I finished my
judge.
food at the last review we did.
At Steakhouse 71,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
one that I think maybe
the
gave
only
me food
one
poisoning.
who I don't think got sick afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Did you get
happens when
sick
eat
afterwards,
vegetables.
Erica?
No,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was very full. I thought I was going to pass out at one point, but
Yeah.
did not get sick.
No, I got very, very sick. So the only thing I had after Steakhouse 71 that night, I cooked at home, and I'm very careful about cooking at home. And Kylie didn't get sick, so I doubt it was from that. I had an egg cream, which it very well could have been from that, but I'm not so positive because I had another friend who tried my egg cream. He wasn't sick, so I don't think it's that. And then we had breakfast at First Watch, and Kylie and I split our breakfasts. Again, she didn't get sick, so I'm like, but Rhino also wasn't feeling well, so
I could not leave my couch on Friday. I was like, I canceled all my plans. And once I got home, I did go to Hollywood Studios after our food review. But once I got home, I just laid there for 4 hours staring at the ceiling. I did not feel good, and I didn't eat again until I saw you on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
but
and
you were like,
that's
not
when I went
looking good.
downhill.
And I was
I
like,
wasn't
oh.
feeling great at all on Friday. Saturday's where I went downhill for good. And so now I just feel bad that I didn't get to make more Disney memories last week because I ruined them by being in bed for a day and a half. But hey, there's always next week, right?
Yeah, I also went to Disney's Vero Beach this past weekend. Met up with my mom for a day, and we ate at Wind and Waves, the little restaurant
Yeah.
there, and it was great. They have vegan Impossible nachos, off the chart, amazing. And then they had a From the Garden pasta there that was really good too. But I love going there because the cast members there are just always super nice and really give that Disney service that we all love and look for. And it's just very quaint. And I got to watch this beautiful thunderstorm roll through over the ocean, and that was very nice.
Yeah. I mean, thunder only happens when it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
and
sorry you got sick though.
and now we know that's the story of how you met your mother.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm going to cut to 2 children right now.
I was waiting for the music, and no one played it.
Did you? I don't know if you just wanted me.
Yeah, that's okay. No, that sounds great. I've only been to Vero Beach twice, three times maybe. Oh,
It's our home resort.
So my only issue with Vero Beach, this is not DVC show, so I won't go into it fully with it, but my only issue with it is that Vero has like nothing around it, and the one time I went there with a family vacation years and years ago, the service was awful, and so like we went to the restaurant and just did not get served at all, so then we had to like venture pretty far out to be able to find another option to eat food,
Yeah,
and
you
there's
gotta
not
go
a
like
lot.
20, 30 minutes out of the way to find
Yeah.
anything outside of there.
So-
But if it helps you feel any better, the service was great.
I'll see. I'll go back eventually, but it's not. I'm more of a fan of West Coast Florida beaches more than East Coast
they're
beaches.
A lot better.
Yeah, so it's hard to get me. The only thing is the driving distance. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to,
It's also the halfway point for my mom and I.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's allowed. That's allowed
Thanks.
then. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else to share from this week. If anyone else does.
No.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged then. Before we go, I just want to remind you once again, if you want to support us, book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get that free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave plenty of comments, questions, video suggestions in the comments section. And if you are listening to this, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if it's possible to leave us a rating and review, please take the time to do so. And then maybe more people will find this little pocket of fun that we're having on the internet. But that's going to do it for this week's show. Again, thank you so much, everyone out there, for listening and watching. We really appreciate all the support. We do this for you, and we hope you enjoyed it. But we will see you next time on another episode of the Diz Unplugged, just not next Tuesday because it's the 4th of July. That's all I have to say. So take care. Bye-bye. See ya.